Hey guys, Nick here. Here I have a couple of my really small EDC blades that fit in your front pocket. They have a pocket sheath, and I carry this in place of a folding knife. I like it a lot. It's a lot stronger than a folding knife and just as useful. It fits in my pocket just as easy. It might take a little bit to get used to because the sheath takes up your whole pocket, but really I don't notice it's there at all. One thing I did notice about carrying these little blades though is they are carbon steel and they do rust when they get wet. And I live in Arizona right now. It's really hot, so I sweat a lot. And as I've been carrying this little knife here, one side of the blade where it rests against my skin, even though it's in this leather sheath, it still gets really moist, and one side of it will get rusted at the end of the day. So what I did to fix that is on this other blade I made here, I put an acid etch on the blade. So you can see this blade has a nice satin finish, but it gets, I had to take the rust off of this side with a Scotch pad, and so it's kind of, it put a bunch of scratches in it where I didn't want them to be. So with this blade, it's just a nice gray color, darker gray. That's because I put an acid etch on the entire blade, and that will protect it from getting rusted. It's almost like putting a forced patina on the blade, but this just puts an even darker gray coat on the blade, and I think it looks really cool. So stick with me. It's really simple to do, and I'll show you how I did it here. Okay, here I have a cup of regular white vinegar used for any household purpose, just regular vinegar you would get at the grocery store. What I've done is I've heated it up in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. Depending on how hot or how powerful your microwave is, you may want to do it a little more or a little less. But it basically came to a boil, and then I took it out. You could heat it up on your stovetop or in the microwave, whichever works. But this is just vinegar and it's hot. And so I'm going to take the knife blade, and I've already measured out to where this is just enough for this knife blade without soaking the wood handle in it. I'm just going to set it in there like that and leave it. And you can already see it's bubbling. Now what's happening is the vinegar is an acid, and it's actually eating away at the surface of the knife blade, and it's leaving sort of a patina, or it's making it darker gray like this. And what that's going to do is it creates a surface on the metal that protects it from rust and things like that. So seeing as this is a high carbon blade, not a stainless steel, and I'm going to have it in my moist pocket all day long, this is perfect. So what I do is I just stick it in that hot vinegar and I let it sit for a few minutes. Every once in a while I'll take it out and check on the progress of the blade, and I'll just leave it in till it gets as dark as I want it to be. So you can see it's already pretty dark, but it's not very even. So I'm going to leave it in till it gets evenly coated, and I can flip sides here to make sure they get the same coating on them. Okay, so the blade has been in here for a couple of minutes, and I'd like to just say this water is not hot enough to change the temper or the hardness of the blade. This water is not boiling, and boiling temperature, I should say vinegar, not water, but boiling temperature for water is 212 degrees, which is not near hot enough to change the hardness of the blade. You need to heat it up past 400 degrees in order to do that. So there's no risk in damaging your blade in doing this unless you left it in here too long and the acid might eat away, you know, a good portion of your blade. But for a few minutes at a time, this is not going to harm your blade at all. So let's check on it here. Beautiful. And you can see some of the dark material will wipe off. But once you wipe that bit away, it stays dark. See if we can get some of these streaks out of here. Okay, so that's how I put an acid etch on my blades, and it really helps to cut down on the rust, especially for like these EDCs. I have them in my pocket all the time and they get rusted from my sweat and stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video. You may or may not want to do this to your knives. Maybe you don't like the way this looks. I kind of think it looks cool. There's other blades that I want to keep shiny, but I probably won't have those in my pocket all day where they're going to get rusted. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks.